It'll just happen.
Yeah, it is weird. There has been one time when I've picked up on it really, really early. We were going to an open mic, and I'd come and I'd picked him up, and as soon as he got in the car, I thought something's not quite right. So we pulled out of here, pulled out onto the street and over there, and I'd literally not got to the junction, and I'm like, I'm turning round and we're going back. And typical true rich fashion. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm all right. Let's just. No, I'm all right. No, you're not all right. Turned round, we came back, and we came in, and then about an hour later, it's just like, yeah, I'm glad we didn't go. So that's obviously. So then I'm like, yeah, man. So, but it's nice to be able to foresee this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Without him even saying anything to me.
I think sometimes
that was a while back as well.
That was a while back. I think I was probably worse then as well. Like less good at dealing with them. I've since I kind of started meditating a bit and doing more kind of work on understanding it, like more research about anxiety, understanding what it is and how to combat it and how to get the breathing going properly. I think I can pretty much always get through it whilst I'm still doing the thing. Like it'll be shit for a while. Like one of the things I found is the more you try and fight it, the worse it gets. So you just let it happen, and then you just need to find your coping mechanisms of when it happens. So I get big attacks. You know, I've not worked out how to. I take quite a few vitamins when I do have it, but that doesn't really help either. To try and get over the hangover. Do you get like hangover anxieties? Or like, do you know what I mean? Where like you have an anxiety attack or whatever, and then the next day you just feel like you're hungover.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just feel exhausted. You haven't done anything because you've been curled up on the sofa because you've been tense just for like however many hours it lasts. Then you come out of it and you just like you feel like you've been like a night on the sauce. You're just like, oh, I feel dreadful. I think once as I found coping mechanisms, I can pretty much get through them now when they happen. I had one on the podcast. I didn't tell you that one. A while back I was having it and I was like, I'm right. And to be fair, I carried on going.
Yeah.
Just kept talking normally, just stayed engaged and just felt it. I could feel it in my body, but I was like, just don't pay any attention. Don't pay any attention. And I just went.
Which podcast was that? Can you remember?
I think it was in Molly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. Sorry, Molly, it was nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice either. So
it was only a small one, but like it's again just like.
But if you can feel it, it's good that you can sort of like you know it's coming. You know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it's.
I think the thing is rather that people don't really understand them. They don't.
No, they need. It's about acknowledging it as well. Yeah. You know, acknowledging what's actually going and what's actually happening, rather than. It's one of those things. I'll be all right. You know, as a
diabetic, and you know people. I think in your family or whatever that if they try and ignore your diabetes, it's just going to get worse. Like you've got to deal with the situation.
Yeah.
You can't just leave shit. And like anxiety, whilst it isn't quite as anywhere near as mortally dangerous as diabetes, it's still a thing that happens and can be really bad. What you see in the States, I get.
Well,
so it's very
having diabetes doesn't make Well, I don't know. Again, I'm only speaking for myself, but having diabetes doesn't sort of like give you that mental thing or that urge to sort of like to want to sort of like commit suicide. You know, so I think there is a bit of a difference, but there's a lot of similarities as well.
I think in a panic attack and like a hypo are quite similar things.
Yeah, especially like what you were just saying before about the after effects. Like you feel like you've got a hangover for a day or two. When I have like a really big hypo like low sugar. It just makes me feel rough as fuck for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. For not so much hangover with headache. Well, it does give me a bit of a stonking headache. So yeah, it's very, very similar in a few ways. So yeah, it's but obviously I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
How many people have you got in the group?
So we have from 3 to 5 to 7. It just depends. Sometimes we just have one person.
So where's this?
Oh,
is this your weekly?
It's in Selby.
Yeah.
It's at the big community centre.
Where's that?
Near Sainsbury's, yeah, that little bit.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Near M&Co next door.
Yeah, just along that little.
Yeah, so
down Abbey Walk, is it?
Abbey Walk. That's number 10B. Abbey Walk.
Abbey Walk. Is Abbey Walk? Oh, is that the whole thing?
Yeah, so it's on the other side. So you go into town.
Along my Wilco's.
Yes, just round there. Yeah.
Yeah, so we start there it's every Wednesday at 6:30.
So anybody can turn up?
Anybody can turn up, yeah.
Okay.
So people will come in, we'll see them one week and we won't see them next week. But
you do get people in, which is great.
Absolutely, yeah.
We won't get more people in. People who are struggling, like, go and do it.
Yeah.
Go and
That's
talk
it.
it.
Yeah.
Well,